This has been the topic of a lot of conversation this morning. The AOL CEO, Tim Armstrong, is now apologizing to his employees for blaming a move to scale back their 401k contribution matches. He said at the time that, they had a lot of rising expenses and they had two babies whose health issues had caused some pressure on the bottom line. He said this, quote, "We had two AOLers that had distressed babies that were born that we paid $1 million each to make sure those babies were okay in general. And those are the things that add up into our benefits costs." Got a lot of heat for this. Joined now by Leslie Marshall, syndicated radio talk show host and Fox News contributor, and Michael Graham, a radio talk show host for the New England Talk Network. Welcome to you both. Great to have you here this morning. Really unfortunate comment, Leslie. What did you think?
Well, as the mother of a child who died from a terminal illness, I was shocked and appalled. In addition, we have federal privacy laws called HIPAA, and as a CEO of a corporation as large as AOL, he should know that. Having said that, I get so tired of CEOs blaming the Affordable Care Act or any kind of health care when it takes away from their own personal wealth. A lot of these people make seven-digit salaries, whether their companies succeed or not, and when they retire, they get a golden parachute. If it weren't for the Affordable Care Act, these two lovely babies could not have had in a pre-existing condition the benefits to cover them. So I get very angry when CEOs don't care about the health of their employees over the wealth of their own bank accounts.
Michael, what was your reaction to the comment?
Well, obviously AOL's plans to open up a chain of nursery schools next year are probably not going to go as well as planned. Look, I'm not. What the guy said was clearly stupid. This is not Armstrong's first ride in the stupid rodeo. He fired an employee during a staff meeting. So if this guy played for Oklahoma State basketball team, he'd be shoving people in the stands. But AOL's fiscal reality is reality, and Leslie can defend all she wants or attempt to defend the Affordable Care Act, so-called. But it's not making people's care more affordable. 80 million Americans are likely to lose their health benefits through their employer, and President Obama knows that, which is why he's delayed the implementation now for 3 years past his term in office. And what AOL is doing, while being a jerk in their public comments about it, they're trying to deal with the fiscal reality. AOL is a struggling company that messed with Time Warner. Their new patch service, news outlet, is stumbling along, and he has to deal with fiscal reality. Blaming on the kids, of course, is stupid and oafish.
Agreed.
But the math
I think
is still
everybody
the math.
agrees on that. But, it does reflect a reality, an underlying reality that a lot of companies are facing, where they're finding ways to make ends meet, and that includes making alterations to their 401k plan. And we should point out that he went back on that. So now they've returned the 401k plan to the way that it used to be because there was a lot of outrage over this. But, I think that it doesn't change the fact that the dynamic is changing in corporate America, and the government is looking to step in and provide more benefits. Companies are looking to provide less, Leslie.
Well, as we know, historically, every time companies want to have more money in the top's pockets and bank accounts so they can have their yachts and their jets and their multiple homes, what do? They take from their workforce. They take their pensions, they take their 401k plans, they take vacation time, and certainly they cut into their health care benefits. And I think that's abominable in a society, a leading Western society like ours, a leader in, quite frankly, health care and technology with health. This is something. Why are we taking away from these employees in their health care? Why not cut a few $1,000s off that top CEOs pay when the company's not doing well?
Big bad corporate America. These companies are trying to keep people employed. For the most part, what they want is to have a thriving workforce and to take care of them the best that they can. Michael, is it right to not acknowledge that these companies are under pressures that they were not under before?
Well, look, if the company is run with a $45,000 a year CEO, then they can run it out of business and everybody can be unemployed. But if you want people who are talented enough to run a major company, and by the way, if you can rescue AOL, you're borderline Harry Potter territory for miracle workers. You're worth the money. And so if a guy gets $1 million keeping everybody else employed, that's a win for everybody else. At the same time, remember, he's not cutting off the 401ks. There are plenty of people like myself myself, who work for myself, I pay my own, I pay me a 401k. They're going to give them some contribution. It seems to me like, despite being an oaf, he's trying to find a balancing act here on rewarding the employees and keeping the company open.
Yeah. All right. Leslie and Michael, thank you very much. Obviously, an unfortunate comment. The families that were affected were none too pleased, as you might imagine. But as you say, they've reversed their policy on the 401k. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.